Right here today, we are checking out one of the best trails Ontario has to offer, and that's the Etobicoke Creek Trail. Very few roads, cyclist friendly, runner friendly. Let's go check it out in this week's video.
Now, you didn't think that I could cycle and narrate this video at the same time. That's right, I'm gonna do this video right from the comfort of my office right here. What is up, beautiful people? My name is Matt Moore, your local millennial realtor here in the Greater Toronto area. Now, it's always surprising to me when I find something new, even though it's not really new. Now, I've known about the Etobicoke Creek Trail for quite some time, but I've never actually gone the distance and seen what it has to offer. And that's exactly what we're doing today. We have my lovely wife joining us in a mini lunch date, where you're joining us on today's journey in the picturesque Etobicoke Creek Trail in Brampton. So this is just the north section of Brampton. The Etobicoke Creek Trail itself is massive, but we're just gonna explore the Brampton north side of it. Otherwise, this video would be really long and we'd be cycling for a very long time. Named after the serene Etobicoke Creek that actually runs parallel to this route, this trail offers a delightful escape into nature right in the heart of the city. So if you live in Brampton and you're planning a visit, you can actually park over at Loafers Lake Recreational Center, providing easy access to this Etobicoke Creek Trail. Now, one thing to note is that during today's ride, the Loafers Lake section of this trail is actually blocked off for renovations. Now, it's important to note that starting April 2nd, access to Loafers Lake and the trail around the lake will be partially closed to the public due to the Wetlands Enhancement Project. So what they're actually doing here is they're improving the wetlands habitat and connectivity along the Etobicoke Creek Trail from Conservation Drive Park over to Loafers Lake Park. And they're anticipating that this is going to be closed from April 2nd all the way to the end of the year in December. So at this part of the trail, what you'll actually have to do is take a detour. And there's actually a link online and lots of road maps when you're walking the trail to show you the detour to go around this particular section. Now, I had lots of fun cycling this trail. I didn't think that it would be this scenic and this nature-esque because, again, it's not what I anticipated. Now, I would consider myself to be quite outdoorsy. And if you consider yourself to be outdoorsy as well, then you are going to love this trail. It is family friendly. You can take the kids out, bring the bikes, bring the chairs if you want to just lounge in a particular spot. There's tons of parks along the trail, and there's just so much to do. And if you're up for the challenge and you consider yourself to be a runner, it is said that the average completion time from start to finish is roughly around 4 hours and 12 minutes. So give it a shot. See if you can run from one end all the way to the other in less time than the average person. Now, another thing to note is that you want to keep an eye out for the signs. A lot of the signs, unfortunately, have been tagged with spray paint, and so you may get a little bit confused as to which way to go. Now, we did get lost several times going down the trail. Again, this is our first time going down, but it's easy to find your way back on the trail if you just look around. Keep an eye out for numerous forks in the path and charming bridges that dot the landscape. And if you're lucky, you might actually get a glimpse of some of the resident beavers in the pond along the way. Tons of squirrels running around, geese flying everywhere, ducks in the water, and last but not least, the sweet sound of water flowing down the creek. Now let's talk accessibility. While parking may be limited at certain points along the trail, there are paved cul-de-sacs and neighborhood spots for convenience. You can simply park up in one of these cul-de-sacs and just make your way down towards the trail. Now, the southernmost 17.5 kilometers of the trail are the most accessible, with gentle grades for easy navigation. However, and we found out the hard way, some steeper sections may require assistance for those of you guys using wheelchairs or strollers. There were quite a few places that were challenging to climb on the bike, so I can only imagine what it would be pushing a stroller up and down some of these steep hills. And real quick side note, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I put put out videos just like this each and every single week about the Greater Toronto area and what it has to offer. Now, the Etobicoke Creek Trail is not all just about physical activities, of course. It's also a getaway for exploration. You can find yourself lost along the trail very easily in the nature and just enjoying being outside. So as part of Brampton's extensive recreational trail system, this trail offers over 40 kilometers of guided and paved pathways. So keep an eye out for wayfinding signs that lead you on new adventures and exciting discoveries. But again, do watch out for those tagged signs. The city of Brampton really does need to go in there and clean those up so that we're able to find our way very easily. From hiking and biking to cross-country skiing, there's no shortage of ways you can enjoy the outdoors in Brampton. Now, for something truly exciting, the completion of the interregional connection on the Etobicoke Creek Trail opens up a world of possibilities. Spanning 34.5 kilometers, this trail seamlessly connects Brampton, Mississauga, and Caledon. Thanks to the new 2-kilometer interregional link, you can now journey between these 3 communities safely and conveniently. During our bike ride, we actually never had to cross the road except for once. Everything was done under major roadways, which made it super convenient for us. Following the Etobicoke Creek Trail, this recreational trail takes you through parks, urban forests, and fields with minimal interruptions from the road. It's the perfect route for those seeking long, peaceful excursions in nature. So whether you're a seasoned cyclist, nature lover, or simply looking for a new adventure, the Etobicoke Creek Trail awaits you. Let me know in the comments if you've actually gone out and walked the Etobicoke Creek Trail. And if you frequently do, I'd love to hear your story. And for those of you who haven't, come on and explore it. I encourage you to do so. It is a beautiful time outside. A lot of people find their ways on this trail. Around lunchtime, you'll see tons of people going out for walks, and that's exactly what we got to see today. Well, there you have it. That's our tour of the Etobicoke Creek Trail. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell so that you get notified every time I put out a new video just like this one. Again, my name is Matt Moore, your local millennial realtor here in the Greater Toronto area, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. I hope you got some value out of that video. If you did, then go ahead and check out this video here or here. I'm not quite sure where it's going to be on the screen, but one of these videos, go ahead and check it out.